Let's get ready to rumble!
McDonnell has been training for another opponent, Malik Bouzian, who's very much a defensive counterpuncher. That's why he's done so much of his sparring with Rendell Munro. But they had a lot of variety in their sparring as well. He's had a few come-forward fighters working with him. Paul Economides, for example, springs to mind. And he just said he's ready for any eventuality. Speaking to him yesterday at the weigh-in, he just said, no, not bothered about the fact that we've got a new guy coming in. I think tactically, we know exactly what we're going to do. Pozo obviously looks a lot smaller. He's quite strong across the shoulders, Pozo, but just a half a pound in it. But you get the feeling after the weigh-in that Jamie McDonnell's probably put 8 or 9 pounds on. You wonder how much Pozo's been able to pack onto that frame.
Well, straight away we get a look at what sort of fighters they are, and he's doing the right thing right from the start, McDonnell, by getting the centre of the ring, by leading with that jab, by trying to be busy and trying to land some hurtful punches. Pozo, you can see, is just waiting, and he's going to look for a looping hook inside, and that's just what McDonnell's got to be wary of. But it's very, very important for Jamie McDonnell to make a statement and perform well here.
An early body shot getting through. He's just finding his range at the moment, McDonnell. The challenger keeping a high guard, keeping watchful. A lot of people thought that Pozo would just come out all guns blazing, give it a real tear up for 2 or 3 rounds and see if he could just shake McDonnell out of his groove. He's not done that. He's boxing very carefully at the moment, really sizing his man up. Again, switching downstairs and a little attack upstairs. The left hook getting through from Pozo.
Pozo's started quite warily, hasn't he? But, you know, he's in with a big man. You know, it must be a struggle for McDonnell to make this weight, and you wonder how long he can keep doing it for. But he does, and he's strong at the weight, and he's working well at range.
He really takes care of his diet these days, Jamie McDonnell, which will come as a surprise to those that knew him in younger days, when he admitted his diet was whatever he could grab on the way home, and it would very often be beans on toast. Not anymore. He really sticks to a very rigid diet.
Well, he's done very well. He's much improved. He's really coming together for him. British, Commonwealth, European. One more step to go, and that's the big one, the world. And he's desperate to get a world title shot and bring a world title back to Doncaster.
And there's never been one, of course. Bruce Woodcock, the European champion. McDonnell would love to be the first from Doncaster to claim that honour. And he's starting to find his range. Those spearing long left jabs are starting to get through.
Well, already you can tell that Pozo is wondering, what am I going to do to get inside these long, fast punches?
Start to find his range, getting through with some of those jabs. A little body shot here and there. A solid start. And a busy start to the second round for Pozo, who lands a combination to the body. Will he keep it going?
But Pozo went back to the corner at the end of the first, looking pretty sorry for himself. And he's come out just to try and change that a little bit, but instantly caught with a good right hand from McDonnell, and that just puts him back in his place.
Yeah, and that right hand you mentioned there, Glenn, that seemed to force just a slight wobble. It was only there for a split second, but McDonnell will have seen that.
Pozo's had a very good career, long career, European challenge for the world at flyweight, now up at bantamweight. I think, you know, he's had his last 2 fights at bantam, he's won them, but I think there's a bit of a realization about what it's like going in with a European champion at this weight, and he's learning the hard way.
Well, you've got to go back to 2005 for his best result, and he beat Andreas Soritsu for the European flyweight title. That was a really good result. Defended it a couple of times, then lost in the rematch in Italy. Tends to lose when he travels. And really had that crack at Omar Narvaez for the world flyweight title back in May 2008. Packed it in after 7 rounds. He was outclassed, and that was certainly no disgrace. Narvaez is fighting for a world title again later this month. And since then, 5 fights, lost 1, which was a bit of a shocker, and always against either shot-worn or limited opposition. So you just get the feeling that Pozo's best days are firmly behind him.
Yes, and he's coming here as a replacement. And quite frankly, he looks that at this moment. It's a good start for McDonnell, though. He looks focused, Nick.
He does, and he's patient as well. That's something that an earlier career Jamie McDonnell might not have been. Good combination again. He hurt him with that right hand, followed it up straight away as well, and Pozo's rattled. And he's hurt. And he's complaining about something. Now, whether he's complaining about a low blow, I'm not sure he's going to make this. He doesn't want to know. Well, it was a left hook to the body.
If he's going to move on and fight these big names, just pushes him back. The right hand there, that one hits the elbow. He's still looking to bring the hands down. There's a good left hook went in there, and that's the one. A little bit of a delay.